It's the Doc's Diagnosis presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. I'm Travis Justice. He's Dr. Rob Zatechka. Make sure to take a second to like this video, and after that, go ahead and subscribe because we like to have you as a subscriber. That way you know exactly when our new content comes out. Dr. Rob against UCLA, Nebraska went for it on fourth down, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and was just 1 for 3 on fourth down. A couple of those, especially in the third quarter and the fourth quarter, pretty key plays.
They were. Well, I mean, you don't make it on fourth down. It's a drive killer. And these are things that some of these were scoring opportunities for Nebraska that you lose out on. And in a game like this, where it literally comes down to the last play of the game, any points are going to be needed points. And so the biggest thing that I want people to pay attention to here, UCLA did a nice job of basically showing a little bit of this stand-up look where you look along the defensive line here. Everybody's in an up position, and what you're going to see a stunt move here. Guys are going to come around, but they get a pretty good pass rush. Well, on this one, Nebraska does a good job picking up the pass rush. Gatula gives up a little bit of a late rush here to 93. I still thought Raiola had enough time to get the ball off. The thing that's key, though, is how tight the coverage was on Nebraska's receivers all day. Nebraska really did not have a lot of open opportunities for guys to catch the ball. This is a great example right here that we're going to see as this play develops. Raiola rolls out, late rush right there from the left side, gets the ball off, and you've got really, really tight coverage there on Nayor that knocks the number 4 knocks the ball away. Now,
should you have kicked a field goal here?
Yes. Now, and I say that because, again, it's a tight game. You can pull within 10. I understand the idea of being aggressive, but you've got almost the entire fourth quarter. I mean, you've got almost 12 minutes left of the fourth quarter in this situation. I say kick it, get the points, and try and get your defense back out there and get them doing their work. I mean, at this point, you got to realize that I think the offense has set up a couple of scores here for UCLA already. If the defense plays well, kick the points, get the sure points, chip away at that lead. But again, what you're going to see here on this play is, again, this look where you've got everybody kind of in that up position. You're going to see a lot of movement. On this one, it doesn't work. And what you're going to end up seeing is they do just overpower Nebraska's offensive line, and you're going to see them kind of on this center left side where they get enough push. They get in here, blows up the protection, and they get the sack on Raiola.
Should they have run the football or done something misdirection?
I think they're too far out to run it, especially with our running offense, although I'm not sure we can talk much about the pass offense at this point either. But I think they should have kicked it and gotten the sure point.
The last fourth down comes late in the game. It's kind of desperation at this point. I mean,
it is.
UCLA's given up a lot. They're not going to give up the deep ball here by any means.
And the big difference on this one, the receiver was open. They managed to get a guy crossing route here where the guy was wide open, and that's why this play works. The protection's actually fairly solid. Now, they're only bringing 4 guys on this play, so you've got 4 guys and the running back staying in for a bit here. So the receiver comes open, and that's why this play gets made, is that I think it was it Butler or Ja'Cory on this one?
That was Nayor.
Was it Nayor?
Yeah, it was Nayor.
Okay. So comes across here, gets the reception, but again, this is just a case of the wide receiver being open on this one where he hasn't been on the previous ones. Little pressure there, but Nayor's right there to make the catch, and nobody's close to him.
Actually, a pretty good ball by Harburg, too.
Yeah, and it really was, which, you know, the pass that got intercepted to end the game, again, it was a decently thrown pass. The receiver was there, just so was the coverage. I mean, that last diagnosis was one of the few plays where the Nebraska receivers were open to make that kind of catch all day.
Of course, the Huskers are not playing this week. Up next is going to be USC. And next week on the Doc's Diagnosis, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union, a look at the Trojans. It's coming up next week.
Every vehicle eventually reaches the end of its road. When yours has driven its final mile, talk with Centris about your next auto loan. Find low auto loan rates and lenders that care about where you're headed next, both in life and on the road. Apply online at centrisfcu.org.